check. Testes. 1, 2, 3.
All right. Testes. 1, 2, 3.
Test.
Ease.
Welcome everyone to Streaming Screens. We're just getting right into it today. I am Glenn. I am here with Jessica.
Oh.
And today we have a special guest with us as well, Katie.
Hi.
And we are going to be talking about some horror. And today we are going to be having the first or second part of our summer series.
Summerween.
Okay, we could do summer. I was thinking like summer Slaughterfest.
Sure. That works
The
good
summer
too.
Slaughterfest. We could take the
Summer Slaughterfest 9000.
Except it should be like the monster truck rally voice.
Slaughterfest. Summer Slaughterfest. We'll sell you the whole seat, but you'll only need the edge.
Yeah.
Good times.
Is it on Sunday?
Yes.
Sunday.
Get out the right way, Speedway.
Truckosaurus! Come to Camp Arawak, where you will see the ultimate in-shower slaughter. You'll see curling iron slaughter. And you'll see chicks with dicks.
Chick with dick.
One chick with dick.
Yeah.
Okay.
We don't know that.
That's true.
Say, we don't know that.
But that's just what the movie shows. It's just singular.
Right. Yeah, that is the one.
We're very aware that all the guys have dicks.
And most of the people in the movie are dicks.
He is definitely a dick.
God damn. So,
A lot of dicks.
Crazy.
Camp Dicks. Which is what it should have been called.
It is the most dick-focused movie in every sense of the word. Yeah, fucking Sleepaway Camp. Absolute classic. In my opinion, I honestly fucking love this movie. I think it's very entertaining.
Yeah.
Absolutely bonkers in its own way. It actually has like this energy of way too many kids in one spot with not enough supervision. It's got a real frenetic energy to it, kind of.
That opening sequence where just everyone's running for a solid 15 minutes. Just like it's where just everyone's running for such a long time. They get to the cabins and then they're still running and then they're running around while people are talking and then there's running around more. There's only 2 people talking. More people are running. It just seemed ridiculous.
Yeah, they were running for a really long time. I even was like, Jesus Christ. I remember being a kid. I did not run that much. Running wasn't as big a deal as it is now, but I wasn't just like, Wah!
Yeah. I mean, outside of school, anytime you suddenly got a bunch of kids together, there was some running. But what I really noticed here is like all of these kids were going fucking full tilt boogie towards the cabin. They're just like grabbing all their shit. And the owner is still fucking yelling at them. Yeah. Like, let's go!
Yeah,
you kids are too slow! What the hell? And I'm like, okay.
This is supposed to happen today, not yesterday.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
All right, so Jess, what are your initial thoughts on Sleepaway Camp?
Well, I've seen this a bunch of times. It's fun. It's a classic.
It is definitely a classic.
Yeah. I thought it was Katie's first time for some reason. But
No, I watched it forever ago with Joe Bob, and it's not my favorite movie. There's a lot of things I like about the movie. Sorry, it's not my favorite movie. There are a lot of things that I really do like. I think that it does very much it does capture what summer camp feels like in a lot of ways, and the kills are interesting and well done for the most part. But I hate how it ends for so many reasons, and I hate the sort of mindscape sequences with the mom.
all that was added in because they wanted to make the ending have a reason.
Right. But the ending still, I mean, it feels ham-fisted, the reason, but yeah.
It's a wild ending, and particularly connecting some of the dots with like some of the other flashbacks. I think this is the first time that I've really caught the implication that the reason the aunt is so batshit crazy is because her husband left her for a dude.
Yeah.
It's implied that it's their two the cousin's dad and Angela's dad.
Oh.
Oh. Huh.
This is the second time watching it, and I still didn't pick that up.
Yeah.
What, was Angela's dad one of the men in the bed?
Yeah.
How did I not connect
Well,
that?
because all they say is like, look at our dads.
Yeah, but
I thought that was her brother who also died in the boat, the tragic boat accident at the beginning of the movie.
That's supposed to be her with her cousin.
Okay.
So clearly,
even with their ham-fisted explanation, I still didn't understand.
I thought it was a different. I mean, I flat out thought it was a different guy. Like, I didn't realize that, because we see her dad earlier in the movie.
Yeah, it was the guy that was on the shore.
It was. Oh, okay. Yeah. So yeah, it was their two dads. Fucking wild. All right, maybe Martha's got a reason to snap here.
Not like that, no.
No, obviously not. But I mean, it's okay. I have always I have also seen this movie a bunch of times, and I have always forgotten about the homophobia angle, because other than the general thing of using things like "go fuck a man" as an insult between boys back in those days, that I usually don't bother paying attention to that in older movies. I always forget about the scene where we see the dads in bed. It's so quick.
Well, I know, but I may be ignorant, but it doesn't even seem homophobic to me. I'm just like, I don't even know what the purpose of it is.
To establish Angela's trauma.
No, her trauma is that her brother was killed and her...
Apparently that wasn't her brother. Apparently that was Ricky with her. They survived and the dad was killed.
Okay, so the dad is killed. The dad is possibly killed. We don't actually know about that. The brother, or the sister is killed. Angela is killed. Okay, so we are fully in spoilers here. Well, we have been the whole time.
Everyone knows the end of this movie.
Okay, so Angela is killed. Peter, who is the brother, is sent off to live with Ricky and Aunt Martha.
Okay.
Martha has gone batshit because her husband has left her because he's gay, and that's apparently the worst fucking thing in the world.
No, because she doesn't mention it.
No, but it's the implication by having the two dads in bed, and then like the next time we see a flashback, she's like, ever since my husband left, and that's...
I know, but that's why it never came off as homophobic to me, because it's not like she's like it's ever mentioned anything negative. It's just a weird scene.
No, she's just fully crazy.
But
that's the question. Is she a bad actress, or is it intentional just to be like, she's crazy?
Well, it's totally intentional to be like, she's crazy. You pointed it out while we were watching the movie. She is 100% coded to be a fucking John Waters character.
Yeah, that's what I say, because John Waters characters are always just screaming at each other awkwardly.
Yeah, or doing that. She is like...
Well, even with the reminder that she tied around her finger, she couldn't remember, and then had to like point it out, and then also forgot it in the middle of her sentence.
Well,
so,
she constantly does this thing where she puts two fingers to her chin, looks off to the side, and like has an aside to herself.
Yeah.
Oh no, that wouldn't do at all. And her entire character is basically seems like what would happen if you took too many downers and then had a fucking nightmare about being in a John Waters directed sitcom. Like, you know, I always write down notes for the characters, and for her, I just put absolute batshit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because she is absolutely batshit.
Oh, you know what I noticed for the first time in this movie? I don't know why, but I never noticed that she was like, oh, here, when she's sending them to camp, she's like, here's your physicals. Don't say where we got them. And I never noticed that, because she would have to fake the physical.
Right. and she is a doctor, so she'd know how to do it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I never noticed that though, except for this time.
Could you imagine, like, just as a total aside, could you imagine like going to your primary care physician and having it be this chick?
Yeah, I know.
she's like taking your blood pressure and like, your blood pressure is like 200/80, and then off to the side.
Oh, that won't do.
That won't do. That won't do at all. Just fuck. The scenes with her are like this weird fucking fever dream.
Yeah.
Man, it is bonkers. So I think I knew the ending of this movie before I ever saw it the first time. Because it is...
Most people do
It is a
at this
classic, legendary, movie.
Yeah, almost everyone knows the ending frame of the movie.
And it took...
I would say most people don't know anything else about this movie.
Just how it
Right.
is. Yeah.
Which I find to be a total bummer, because it took me like 3-4 times watching this movie before I ever connected the dots that Ricky is supposed to be a red herring. We're supposed to think he's the killer.
I know. Well, I only get that from the guy that owns the camp flipping out, but at no point does it seem like it.
Well, because he always goes after people right after they pick on Angela, and Angela's not doing fuck all throughout 90% of this movie. She just sits there in a near catatonic state, and then someone fucks with her, and then a mystery character kills them, but Ricky is constantly losing his fucking temper because he has rage issues. And I mean, he doesn't really have rage issues.
I've never really accented.
No, but somebody throws a fucking water balloon at her, and he's like, "You fucking cocksuckers, you pricks!" And he's just like screaming like a madman.
But he also obviously knows everything that's going on.
See, that's the question that I have is, how much does Ricky know? Because it seems like when they're leaving, Ricky's just like, "Oh yeah, Mom, absolutely. We're gonna go, and I'm not gonna tell anyone about the, medical stuff." It doesn't seem like he's putting 2 and 2 together, or that he's...
It just might be he was raised with it so long, so it seems normal
it's
to
normal
him.
for him. Everything is normal when you're raised with it from a young enough age, and that accident happened when they were very young.
Raised with it being your mom going fully crazy and raising your sibling as the opposite gender as they
It's really happened in
physically are.
real life.
No, yeah. But
I think everyone in this room grew up with certain quirks that all of us find way more normal than other folks. Like everybody normalizes the shit they grew up with because it's just what you grew up with.
Sure.
Well, I found interesting. Ricky? Is his name?
Ricky.
Yeah, I found interesting about Ricky this time that I've just never really paid attention to is that he's a fucking bully. He's bullying that other kid in this bunk, constantly.
Okay.
And I'm like, he's getting everyone mad at bullying Angela, but then he is a bully.
Okay, so yes,
that's 100% bullying.
No, it is 100% bullying. Mozart does not. First off, who names their kid Mozart? But second,
I just figured that was his nickname.
Oh, that's possible. Yeah, Mozart doesn't seem like super bothered by it.
He didn't like the.
I mean, he brought a knife and threatened to kill him with
I guess I forgot about that. I will say.
Yeah, it's not a pocket knife.
For shaving cream, he was like, I'm allergic or something. I have to kill people now.
Another one of these scenes
he should have been the red herring.
Yeah. Another one of these scenes that I always forget about, and I never remember it until it actually happens, is the scene where they're the mind over matter prank, where they're telling Mozart, they're trying to get him to focus really hard on being able to do a sit-up, and I guess the idea is that they're gonna try to hold him down via that towel on his face or something. But then, so he can't see, and they're like, sit up as hard as you can. And then when he does, they pull off the towel and he opens his eyes right as his fucking face flies into another kid's butt.
Yeah.
Which is so funny. It's such a dumb boys prank.
Yeah.
And something that absolutely...
Yeah, if it's a one-off, that's not bullying. But then when you add the other thing, it's like they clearly are picking on this kid.
Yeah. No, it's something me and my friends at that age would have 100% done to each other.
Yeah. Either one of them as a one-off is not bullying. That's just fucking around with your friends. But the fact that they're just doing it to this one kid is
the kid pulls a knife.
Yeah, I'm like, so Ricky's a bully while he's criticizing everyone for bullying Angela.
This whole family is just a fucking mess.
Wow.
Yeah. Angela has obviously been forced into a different gender. Her real name's Peter. Fucking Martha is, like I said, a fucking Quaalude-induced John Waters character.
I mean, that's the thing, though, is that...
And Ricky is just like a maniac.
So we're shown from the perspective of Angela's character, the mother's reactions to this, but at no point do we ever spend time with Angela talking about herself or his self. we only see it through, movie magic of like her remembering or him remembering.
Yeah.
There's no identification for the character apart from what is exploited at the very end, which is my biggest problem with the movie, is that there's no point where she has or he has agency apart from killing the other campers and counselors.
So do you want to go into a little more depth of why we brought you in here to talk about this?
Sure. Resident trans woman being trans.
Well, I meant to have a slightly more sensitive discussion with you about this beforehand. But yeah, so Katie is transgender, and we wanted to do this movie, but we didn't want to like not bring that perspective into our discussion because it's such a fucking big issue at the moment.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things that is endlessly made into such a big deal right now in ways that it absolutely should not be. And we didn't want to just come at it as like just without that perspective.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because like this movie, like in the trans and gay, the LGBTQ plus community, like some people fucking love this movie.
Oh yeah,
they put it up there with Nightmare on Elm Street too. That they're like, no, this is a gay iconic movie.
I mean,
and other people are like, no, fuck this movie.
You see all of them running around with their short shorts, camp counselor Beefcake running around.
Well, like you said, when the owner is like yelling at Ricky, there's just a guy just lifting weights in the back for no reason, just by himself.
I will point out that all of the nudity in this movie is boys' butts.
Yeah.
Yep.
There are no tits in this movie. I wonder what the legality of all that is.
Well, they did use all children in this.
Right. And so
that was one of his things, the writer-director, is that because at the time it was common to use 20-year-olds and 30-year-olds as teenagers, that he wanted to hire real teenagers. So, no, you can't have nudity.
So, besides being a trans woman, Katie is also a filmmaker. So I would like to ask you, could any of those scenes with all the naked boys running away be made today?
I mean, sure. The difference is that yeah, I'm not used to talking to microphones. I'm not a sound person.
So given the early days of us doing this podcast, it's kind of fun, isn't it?
What, telling her to...
Constantly telling her to talk into the microphone. In the earliest episodes, there are so many edits of where I had to cut out me being like, no, Jess, talking to the mic.
Well,
Don't look at me, talking to the mic.
No, because we also were like facing like different directions. And I even asked, I was like, can we like change it? Because you were like over here, and I'm just like, it does seem weird talking to you, but like not looking in your direction.
Yeah. And in this, and we did figure out a system that works for us. Although I still have plans to do other upgrades to the studio. But Katie is kind of talking into my portable sound booth, which basically means there's something in front of her face.
Yep. I wish I could do a Bane impersonation. So pretend the sound quality is really bad.
You adopted the darkness. I was born into it.
All right. So butt stuff.
Hashtag butt stuff.
So filming in movies, there's a lot more stunt butts now for actors. Like that's been like a thing for a while. And when it comes to actors that are supposed to be playing younger, that might become complicated. However, as long as you're shooting in a place where you don't have to worry about being sued by the unions, you should be fine. And, I don't know that this movie could be made in a lot of places, if that's your question for.
Yeah, I mean, I am not a filmmaker at all. Mm-hmm. I know very little about where lines are drawn with things like nudity. Like, do butts count as nudity in film?
I mean, I know intimacy coordinators that would probably have that exact answer for you, which if I were ever to film a movie, I would ask them first about what is allowed and what is not allowed, so that I didn't have to deal with like problems during post-production. Mm-hmm. Ideally, this is something that you iron out before you even get to recording the movie. Or just doesn't matter, you just film, and back in the day, it wasn't a big deal.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So speaking of kids and sexualization, there's a number of interesting things that go on in this movie. I'll get to the pervert chef in a minute. But one of the first things that really made me laugh is when they first arrive to the camp, and Ricky's friend runs up to him and he's like, "Hey, did you see Judy this year?" And he's like holding his hands up to indicate that she's gotten boobs. Mm-hmm. I remember being in high school when you'd come back from like summer break.
Sure.
And you walk in and like your dude friends that you haven't seen in a while totally come up to you and they're like, "Hey, did you see Christy this year?"
Yeah.
And it's very funny seeing that happen in a movie because it really reminds me of like those first days of school. But I wanted to know, Jess, what is it like being on the other side of that? Like, when girls would go back to school or go to camp or whatever, they haven't been seen for a long time, and they've suddenly like grown up a bit. Mm-hmm. How do other students react to that from like your perspective? Did boys ever like come up to you and be like, "Hey, Jess, what happened here?" You know, or
Deep of a voice.
I don't fucking know. Or did other girls come up and be like, "Hey, you got your boobs.
No,
they came in."
I don't remember any girls ever doing that. If anything, the only thing I remember is girls who got boobs too early hated it. Because other girls are jealous of you, and then guys are all like horn dog, and you're like, "I'm 10." I went to school with somebody in elementary school that like she went through like puberty early, and she got like super tall and got tits, and hated it. Like, cause you just seem like, not to be rude, because you're not, but to kids you're like, "Oh, look at this freakish 10-year-old." You know what I mean? I'm just saying, as a little kid, that's what people are like. Yeah. Kids are mean. But no, to that thing, like, no, I didn't have anyone ever do that. Mine was more like guys coming up to me and going, "Why is your front as flat as your back?" Guys are fucking mean. Kids are mean.
Yeah.
Kids are mean.
Yeah, my boobs didn't, like, I don't have giant tits, but they didn't fall out, I say, until like my mid-20s.
Okay. All right. Well, that's the extent of
I had tits before them, but they were like tiny.
Sure. I just, the reason I ask is because I totally understand this experience from like the male side of things.
No, because girls are like that too. Because you're still, whoever gets boobs first is talked about by everybody.
Yeah, that's the part that I was kind of curious about, because it's not like I would walk up to my chick friends and be like, "Hey, did you see this other chick fucking sprouted some boobs?"
Yeah.
It would just be the dudes running up to the dudes being like,
"The boob fairy arrived. The boob fairy arrived."
Puberty's a big theme in this movie.
It was like something that really caught me off guard to have somebody run up and just yell that, like, "Did you see blank's tits?" I'm not going to say that I never said or did anything sleazy. I'm not going to say that I never say anything sleazy now. But it was like a shock.
Yeah.
The first...
Whoa, two shocks.
No, not that.
Oh, okay.
No. The first time one of your dude friends thoroughly objectifies one of your chick friends in that kind of fashion, is a memorable moment. Not like a good memorable moment, but it was one of those things that was like outside of my realm of experience and expectation at that moment.
Yeah.
There have been a million times where I'd go into like, where for whatever reason I'd go into somebody's garage and the dad would have like some nudes pinned up there or something. That's fine. That's like your dad's friends or your friend's dads and their fucking playboys or whatever, which is separate from the experience of like you and your friends. Like, what do you find manages to get a hold of a porno magazine and now you're all like, "Hey, let's look at this thing
In the woods.
It's in a bush, like on the side of the school.
We're in the Bay Area, guys. It was on a beach.
It was in the ivy by my school. There was more that everyone knew about.
Yeah. But all of that, you know, you grow up with it. It's sort of normal. Then it's another thing when you're like 13 years old, and you know, Billy comes running up to you and is like, "Hey, did you see Jane's boobs?" Those names are not the real names.
Yeah.
It's kind of a shock.
Yeah. Well, it's also because, like, when we had summer, it was like 3 months. So it's like you haven't seen anybody, so they have changed. Like, there's an age range where people do, because you don't see them all summer. You go back to school and people have drastically changed because some went through puberty and some didn't.
Yeah. Show up and suddenly, like, one of your buddies is a foot taller than you, and you're like, how did that fucking happen? Yeah. Or one of your friends discovered a new fucking phase of life and shows up dressed like a punk or all metal headed out.
Reason two that Angela's being so like off-put is because she no longer can. It's coming to a point where she could no longer hide her secret.
Right.
Thanks for joining us here at the Streaming Screams podcast. Please follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Threads, and YouTube at Streaming Screams Pod.
You can also find us on TikTok and Blue Sky at Screams Pod.
Every follow, like, thumb, rating, review, subscription, and share all help us out a lot with all the algorithm shit.
So if you like what we're doing, please rate us wherever you get your podcasts, like our posts, you know, all that other good internet bullshit. And again, thank you for listening to
the Streaming Screams Podcast.
It is interesting that it takes somebody literally needs to get one word out of her and suddenly she's okay talking. Mm-hmm. Until Judy shits in her cornflakes again. And then she you know, goes back to the silent treatment. Yeah. I always find that a little jarring because, like, she is, for more than the first half of the movie, she is just barely above catatonic. Like, she just stares at everybody.
I think probably half of the, like, audition was like, how long can you not blink?
Yeah. But then once she says good night to, what's the boy's name?
Boyfriend McDouche.
Paul. Once she says good night to Paul, that's like it. She's fine talking normally for like the next 20 minutes of the movie. And then Judy, you know, does something bitchy again and she just slams shut.
Well, she talks to a few people. And it isn't until much later in the movie where she's talking to more people. Yeah. But that scene where Paul sort of inspires Angela to come out of her shell is sort of the turning point for her character, where she is finally, you know, a member of the camp and not necessarily someone that is just being talked about.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Now and Meg, though, like, their characters are sad. Like, really. Like, Judy, for instance, like, she has all the boys looking at her and stuff like that. But you can... not that I want people to, like, stare at her chest scene to scene, but you can tell that she's padding to get that attention.
Oh, sure.
And it's really because of the bikini scene that you even notice. Yeah. And it's like this whole thing where she can't handle anyone paying attention to anyone else other than her. Whereas, like, Meg is having this weird, sad affair with, like, the camp owner. And
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Like, there can't be any part fun about that dry, leathery old man.
I don't know. I've even now have known people, though, that women in particular, unfortunately, that derive their self-worth from having to be, like, wanted. Yeah, because you're raised, like, unfortunately, by society and people. Women are, like, shown from a young age that beauty and being sexually attractive is your worth. Right.
And as we established, what you grew up with is normal to you. Yeah. So. Yeah. And of course, the other side of that is, what's his name? Mel, the sleazy, skeezy piece of shit camp owner who is, like, trying to cover up deaths and trying to bang Meg, who is a teenage camp
Not
counselor.
trying. This is implying that this has been going on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Real fucking scummy. And also we've got the pervert chef who just straight up tries to rape Angela.
Yeah.
Day one.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, it was day 3 because they said
That's
she has
right.
it
She
in
has it
3
in
days.
3 days.
Yeah.
Day 3 tries to get her into the walk-in, and he's like so fucking shameless about it too. Like he walks out with the staff and the owner out there, and he's like still buckling his pants.
Yep.
Oh, what a piece of shit.
Yep.
Yeah. But he dies first, though.
What was that?
But he dies first, though.
He does die first. It's interesting too because the rest of the staff they seem uncomfortable with it when it's like right in their face, like while he's rebuckling.
Yeah.
But like once his hands are away from his belt, he's just back to being like another guy they work with.
Yeah.
And I can say, unfortunately, that is very much a reality with dudes.
Super gross.
Yeah, creeps like that are often excused really easily, and there are times where I've seen that happen, not like in person, but there's times where I've seen that happen or heard about that sort of thing, and it's clear that sometimes people just don't want to get involved.
Yeah.
And then there's other times where it's pretty clear that guys are like, whatever, he's cool to me, so I don't care.
Yeah.
It's pretty gross and there is a lot going on in this movie with how gross adults can be and how normalized it gets. Especially adult men, just how normal it is and okay it is for them to be awful.
Yeah.
But it always bummed me out that Mel never gets it. He attacks Ricky like an angry fucking ape.
Yeah, he literally punches him with his fist.
Well, yeah, like he's literally doing the ape slam with both of his fists.
You know, to be completely fair, I think that there are a bunch of things that would change about the ending. But yeah, like the owner should have had at some point in time a comeuppance, and he just doesn't.
Right.
And you know, all this stuff happens under his watch. I do feel like they ran out of money in the making of the movie. That's why the establishment of the camp was just an empty campground where the camera sort of just panning through all the chaos. It's cool to see like the end point before you get like into it, but like I do wish there was like Paul's death should have been filmed. That should have been an important part for Angela's character. But like Angela kills Paul off screen. Also the kids.
Almost all the deaths are off screen.
We see the shadow of Judy being killed. We see Meg being killed in the shower.
Graphic.
Yeah.
It's not some of the deaths are basically off screen.
Yeah.
Most of them you see just enough to know what's going on. You see I think the most graphic one is Meg getting stabbed through a wall in the shower.
That's not the most graphic
burned.
one.
Oh, the cook what did he die?
No, I guess that's true, but still, it's the most
It's I know that's a technicality.
It's permanently scarred, so maybe that's worse.
What I think
he ate shit and lived.
What I think is probably the most gruesome. I'm going to come to that in a second. I think what is probably the most gruesome death in the movie is Judy's.
Although again,
would
she die from that?
See is the
Probably not.
Yeah.
She gets smothered with a pillow while it's happening.
Okay.
That's the idea. She's suffocated, but Angela is so Judy. When Angela kills her, she comes in with she grabs a hot curling iron and shoves it up Judy's vagina while smothering her with a pillow. So Judy gets it.
Also, if you want to go into
bad.
detail, it's implied because she opens the clamp, so it would be in and then clamp down on the front top.
Yeah.
So
she can curl that pubic hair.
Probably also putting some extra sizzle right on the clit.
Yeah, exactly.
Brand new sentences. Aside from all that, Ricky is such a fucking great character. He has got one of my favorite lines in like film history, where Bill says, "Eat shit and die, Ricky," and Ricky responds with, "Eat shit and live, Bill." Yeah. And his delivery on it is so just like whatever. Like it has this real matter of fact, just like, you can't fucking hurt me quality to it. It's so good. All three of us laughed so hard when he said it.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things that like, this has to be like the 8th time I've seen this movie, right? And I laugh my ass off every time.
Yeah.
It's such a great line. He's also just really, I love how protective he is of Angela, but it's also funny how he just has these just moments, not all the time, but he just has moments where his anger does get the better of him and he just becomes a maniac for like a minute.
It runs in the family.
That won't do. That won't do at all. So, question, how does one get a bee's nest on a stick into a bathroom and drop it without getting stung a whole bunch of times? Because that was basically a bomb thrown in there to kill.
Movie magic.
Yeah.
That one drives me crazy every time I see the movie.
Well, also, how did she know where the knife was hidden by the counselor? Because, like, that's they established that knife being used by Mozart, the kid that's getting bullied. And then the counselor dude hides it in a terrible hiding spot right on his shelf. But, like, Angela's not there. So, yes, we do establish that the murder knife is there, but we never establish how Angela knows where it is or that she knew that it exists in the first place.
My general assumption would just be that
because it's supposed to be a red herring for Ricky doing it.
Yeah, but my assumption here would just be that, like, Ricky does spend a lot of time hanging out with Angela. He could have told her at any point in time off screen.
Movie magic.
Right. But if you're spending the time establishing the device itself, if you establish it in a specific spot, then you have to establish the accessibility of that spot for the murderer in order for it to be plausible for that person to be the murderer.
I think if there's one thing this movie clearly establishes, it's that you don't got to do anything. You do what you want. People get it.
But they spend the time doing that and then not following through. The same thing with,
you
like...
saw that cop's mustache?
This all taped on.
So good. This scene that is supposed to be so tense, and for me, every time it is just ruined by this cop's mustache. That is
fully taped.
It looks like they just plucked like hairs off of a very short hair cat and taped them to his face.
Yeah, it was. It's like one of those costume kit type deals.
Yeah, like they pulled it right off of a plastic nose.
Yep.
Yeah.
The other thing is, like, they also established the axe too, which is another murder weapon for the kids. But then we don't see the kids being murdered. We also don't see Angela using the axe at all. We just know that it was used to kill those kids.
Yeah. Why were those 3 kids killed?
They were there when Meg threw Angela in the lake.
Yeah, and they were throwing sand at her when she was getting pulled out. Yeah, the director actually said that he regrets the kids getting killed because it isn't, like, established enough that they're, like, assholes.
Gotcha.
And most people don't even notice that. There's, like, a lot of people online, they're like, why do the kids get killed? And it's because it's just that one-off scene. Gotcha. But he says that that's the thing he regrets.
Them getting killed and the way Paul's death was done are I think the 2 parts that sort of step outside of the character of Angela, especially because, like, Angela's character makes a certain amount of sense up until that point. Sort of.
So, speaking of, shall we talk about the ending?
The full frontal nudity?
I mean, there's more to it than that.
Sure, yeah.
So as we have already talked about, the Martha being batshit forces Peter to become Angela, and starts raising him as her daughter. We don't really know what Angela's deal is throughout most of this movie, other than, like, the vague idea that she was traumatized by this boating accident
and probably being forced to be a different, not only forced to be another gender, but to be your dead sister.
Well, no. What I'm saying, we don't learn about that till the very end.
Sure.
So what I'm saying is, throughout the whole movie, it's played up like this accident is the reason she's messed up.
Yeah.
Right. But then at the very end, at the very end, we see her completely nude with that famous, I would say iconic, maniacal look on her face, and her penis, which is a fucking wild thing. But then they do this flashback where they explain the whole thing about the forced gender swap and all of that. So, obviously.
So first off, body double, 100%.
Yeah.
That's the only way they could safely do that scene.
Katie, you know I'm not about to ask you about the filmmaking aspect of this. Come on now.
This is a follow-up to the previous...
It's an adult male, wearing a mask of her. It is actually funny because when they have like the full body thing with the mask of her, it looks way more creepy than they cut to her just being like, ah! It looks so much creepier when it's just, because it's like a realistic mask of her.
And it's like just her eyes are moving kind of a little bit, and it gives you this real uncanny valley feel, but without actually looking like it's in the uncanny valley. And it is like haunting. And again, absolutely iconic.
But let's talk about
Katie, not as a filmmaker.
Okay.
As a trans woman, first, and a filmmaker second, maybe. Please give us your thoughts on this.
So there's a number of reasons why I dislike the ending of this movie. This is one of the main reasons, is that her character, Angela, doesn't really make sense. Like, is she horrified at the very end, having shown herself to Paul, and then Paul rejected her? But we don't see that scene, so we don't know what happened in between the sort of weird play fight on the beach to the point where Paul's head has been, chopped off his head. Chopped off his shoulders, I guess.
Yeah, it took his head clean off his head.
Yeah. Shut up. So, like, I don't know. Like, is it like she's ashamed? Like, there's in the Mindscape parts where it shows her reacting to her dad's in bed together. Like, that's like a thing that I guess was supposed to be establishing the wrongness, because it's cutting between Angela kissing Paul and then feeling like it's too much and it's wrong or something. But then she doesn't really.
I think it's just supposed to be she's confused about who the fuck she is.
Right.
But like, understandably.
If I'm
confused about your sexuality,
I don't just like
too,
murder people because I'm confused, though.
But no, she's murdering people because they're fucking assholes.
Right. So then we needed the scene establishing Paul as an asshole.
It was that he cheated.
Sure.
Quote unquote.
Sure.
She's luring them there to kill him.
I mean, I get that, but like...
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty clear when she turns away, gets that crazed look in her eye, and is like, come here,
but they
take
had like
off
this
your
weird,
clothes.
They had this weird play fight first, and so like, yes, I get that
she's luring him. I don't know if you don't go like, hey, motherfucker.
Right. But like...
Yeah. If I was gonna... Not that I would ever lure you to your death, but if I did, I wouldn't do it by walking up to you with a maniacal, crazed look in my eyes.
But
hey, Katie, come to the top of the stairs and check this out.
Yeah. Still,
I'm not not everybody can do the Jack Nicholson in The Shining deal here, man.
Still, it's setting this up, and the climax should be the reveal to Paul, and thus causing her to kill Paul, in flagrante if she wants to, or if he wants to, depending on how they identify. I have no idea, but I continue to call her she because I know the actress that played it is a she.
In this movie, the original intent is that they are forced to be that gender. Yeah.
Okay, so
they changed that in the sequel.
In the sequel, she does have a
sex
gender
change,
reassignment
and then they kind of just like pretend like it's not relevant.
Huh.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be very relevant.
Well,
they're like, that is sex change. Now never really comes up.
The sequels just treat her like a
played
slasher
by Bruce Springsteen's sister.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah.
But yeah, the sequels, like I deliberately really don't want to go into them because
I haven't watched them. So.
They are just basically like, nope. She was traumatized by her experiences at camp, and now she's a killer because of that. And that it just glosses over the motivations.
No, they go go over the thing.
They give it like a real quick recap at the beginning, and then they're just like,
it's just like they do in every Friday the 13th movie. There's a new camp, and now that this whole thing has become an urban legend. And then she had a sex change, and she becomes a counselor, but they don't know it's her because she has a different name, and she's
right
now a woman. And so now it doesn't matter.
So it is explained, but it is still very glossed over this aspect of it.
So the climax should have been that reveal to Paul where she ends up killing Paul. That, I think, is the ending to the movie that makes the most sense for her character, for his character, in my head. God, it's going to be hard to switch to his now.
It doesn't matter. It's a she. I mean, just through the most of the movie, we know them as she.
Yeah. Right. But, like, they skip that, and then the climax is instead just the full frontal reveal with the blood, which is...
Because you're supposed to be surprised that she's the killer.
No, I get that. And it makes sense. There's that whole scene with Judy before where Angela reveals herself in drab or in her boy mode, or his boy, whatever.
In drab?
Drab is like when you are in drag, you're dressing as the opposite gender for fun. When you're trans and you're dressing as your, assigned gender at birth, it's in drab.
Huh. I've never heard that before.
It's to inspire the feeling that it makes you feel.
No, it makes logical sense. I've just never heard it before.
Gotcha.
When you said it, my initial thought was like, she's not dressed in like dark, dull colors.
In boy mode. Anyway, so like, I don't know. Seeing this a second time, like, Angela's character makes more sense. I still hate the little mindscape things where she's sort of thinking about the past and stuff like that. They could have shown that in any other way. Even just conversations with Ricky. Make Ricky be complicit or know about how frustrated Angela is being forced to being a girl. Or have Angela talk about it to someone so that it's more about Angela's character and her experience, so that it's not just like this big reveal for a climax for the sake of it, rather than, the character having a full-on character arc. Because she doesn't right now.
Yeah, this is someone's first movie, too.
True.
Which, did we say who wrote and directed this? It's the same.
Yes. But as we continue to experiment with like how we actually structure this thing, there have been a few times where we've forgotten to go into like certain aspects of credits and all that. So just to make sure we have this out of the way, released in 1983, written and directed by Robert Hiltzik. Written and directed by Robert Hiltzik. Starring Felissa Rose as Angela Baker, one of our two main protagonists.
It was Felicia Rose.
No, it's Felissa.
Felissa? Oh, okay.
Felissa Rose as Angela Baker, one of our two main protagonists. That's sort of the other thing. I always forget between watches how much Ricky is also a main protagonist.
Yeah.
It always when you're not watching the movie, for me, it always feels like it's Angela's the protagonist and Ricky is like the side character who comes in a lot to help her out. And then whenever I watch it, I'm like, oh no, wait, he's actually possibly even more of a protagonist than her.
He has agency, he has an arc, he has a story, he has a love interest.
Yeah. And
the A and B plot center around him until the turning point.
Right. We've got Karen Fields as Judy, a camper and the primary antagonist, the popular girl and Angela's chief bully. We've got Christopher Collett as Paul, a friend of Ricky who has a crush on Angela. Mike McKellen as Mel Kostick, the sleazy owner of Camp Arawak. Catherine Kami? Kamhi. Is that just Kami? Cami? Whatever. Catherine... Man, I'm getting so sick of trying to pronounce names. Catherine Kami as Meg, a counselor who likes to pick on Angela and is, boinking Mel. Desiree Gould as Aunt Martha Thomas, who, again, my only note for her was absolute batshit. And Owen Hughes is Artie, the sleazy pedophile cook. Mm-hmm. So there, great. We've got all those in.
So do you think this movie is actually trying to make any statements about trans or gay people?
No, I honestly,
is this an anti-trans movie?
no, but it does pervade the killer trans trope, where it has the trans character that is a monster or whatever, and the big reveal at the very end of the movie is like, that's why it's so bad and scary, is because she's actually
I
trans.
would argue it's the opposite, though. That the problem is being forced to be a gender you're not.
Right. If you think about it, the reason why all that is the case, sure. If you think about why this is the case, sure. But the problem is that the movie.
Poor Katie doesn't know how to use a microphone.
Oh, hush you. So, I mean, I'm used to booms, and the boom operator will, like, go wherever I need it to go. Anyway. Okay, so,
Giving my wife a ration of shit on the pod.
So...
At least you're actually involved in the pod this time for it.
Yes. It's good to have agency. Okay, so when it comes to the audience perception of this movie and the way this movie is consumed and the way it portrays a trans character, whether it's by choice or not by choice, the fact that it's not by choice is kind of part of the problem.
Yeah.
And more than that, the way that she kills people is also gender coded. And the female victims get it the worst in gendered ways, and the male victims are much more pranks gone wrong, or except for the cook who dies, being boiled alive because, of course, he deserves to for trying to rape her.
I mean,
again, on a technicality, he still doesn't die.
Sure.
I would say the only kill that's sort of gendered is the curling iron.
Sure, but Meg was killed in the shower.
Also, stabbing does involve penetration.
Whatever.
Yes, it does.
I think that's...
I'm just talking about the metaphors of movie language.
Meg was
but
getting
even if
ready
you're
to be
doing
penetrated
that-
by Mel and then got penetrated by a knife instead.
See, there you go.
Yeah.
Jess is like, I'm never letting the two of you do the podcast together again.
I think a lot of the times people are reaching with that shit. Not necessarily in this, but in a lot of movies when everyone acts like, oh, they're being stabbed, that means it's penetrating a woman. And I'm like, yeah,
I mean, it depends on how it's shown.
No,
Right.
Yeah, it does depend how it's shown, but nobody ever says that in movies when men are getting stabbed.
It's true.
And yet there was gay people, there was two gay men having sex, so why don't you say the same thing about, like...
Well, because they got one of them got killed by a propeller, not a knife.
What was the gay slasher movie? Because they did that in the gay slasher movie. That was in Palm Springs or Palm Desert or something like that. It was
What movie?
It was like 6 years ago.
They slash them.
No.
seen that.
Oh, you haven't seen They Slash Them? We should definitely do
I've
that.
heard it's terrible.
It's a movie.
It's a
it
thing.
exists.
It's
It's with Kevin Bacon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I meant to see it, but I never did.
Yeah, that's a movie.
But no,
I forget the name of
what's the gay slasher?
The gay slasher. It was famous for being a gay slasher movie featuring only gay actors.
No, I don't know.
Being gay and then getting stabbed by a guy wearing black leather.
Why do I feel like
We saw it recently.
Did we see it?
In the last 5 years?
That's not recent.
I think it was at the apartment that we watched it.
You know-
So like 2020, 2019?
I still don't have any idea what you're talking about. But don't worry, gay slasher movie is going into my Google search history.
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now. I have no idea what you're talking about.
We can all look.
Swallowed? That came in 2020.
Swallowed. Okay, I'm getting the... You know what's going to be really funny is when this is like totally an unheard of movie. So, potentials that I'm seeing here, none of which I believe are famous or whatever. Spiral, we saw. Death Drop Gorgeous, I believe we saw. Those are like the two that we saw. I mean, we saw a documentary on Nightmare on Elm Street 2.
Whatever. I think we can.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll find it later.
If anyone knows what the gay movie is,
That's going to be the title of this episode. What is the gay slasher? Get in the comments.
It might have been.
I think it's got to be they slash them.
No. I know that.
That's
movie.
also like a camp counselor movie, isn't it? Isn't it like a gay conversion camp?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
This is gonna drive me
I
nuts.
think anyone's opinion of this movie is 100% valid. I just don't think it's like intentionally trying to be hateful towards anything.
I don't think it's trying to be hateful. I think it's
Because that is the argument with like
yeah.
people is this like anti-trans, anti-gay? Is it talking shit or is it?
I think people use it in that way.
Sure,
to a degree.
Yeah,
But
like I said, I'm not arguing that. Also, their point is showing that like forcing gender will drive someone crazy. But I'm like, you can easily interpret it that way. Is like instead of anti-trans.
I don't particularly think it's intentionally speaking. It was thought out to be either. I think
As far as I
think
know,
it was
he was inspired by Psycho.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I think it was just like, this will be shocking.
Because I hate when people refer to Psycho as an example of like trans being people, because that I don't see how anyone interprets that. He's not trans in any way. He doesn't think he's a woman. He's delusional about his fucking mother, like, and thinking that they're still alive. I don't see how people think that's the same thing.
Well, people don't understand trans people. That's the problem. Is that they conflate.
Literally the end of Psycho is them explaining they're not trans.
Yeah.
They don't think they're a woman. Like, they literally sit there and explain it. Same as in Silence of the Lambs. They have a scene where they explain it.
Yep.
But that one I think is more arguable because he's making like a fucking suit to like hang out in. But this is like
He's also like tucking himself and being like, would you fuck me?
Yeah.
So that's also like, at the time,
so
the DSM had coded trans being, crap, I can't remember what it was. It was, I see your finger.
Thank you.
Okay, so
She should think about aiming to the microphone.
It was a disorder, so it wasn't considered being normal. So Buffalo Bill portraying his character in the way that it was a lot of the way that people thought about trans people to begin with, because they didn't think of being trans as something that could be normal. It wasn't until people started in the medical community treating trans people as actual people that are suffering from being forced to live their lives in a way that wasn't congruent with how they felt who they were. So like, that is part of the reason why being trans has been conflated to being a psychopath or being, sick in the head, because literally that's how people treated trans people up until like 2005 or something. At least the medical community.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
Yep.
One last character that I want to touch on real quick, because
Counselor Beefcake?
No. Jesus Christ.
With his nuts just hugging his shorts. Like, you
if they
can
had-
just see it cupping him.
If they
man,
had tightened those shorts anymore, you'd see the veins, man.
His pecs, just, man, gigantic.
They did look like boobs. Like, I'm sorry, like, just because you bring it, like, they don't just look like pecs at there's one scene where I swear to God it looks like he's done waist training and just has big, I'm like, it looks like big ass boobs. It doesn't look like pecs. And his waist looks so tiny. I'm like, is this guy, is he waist trained?
He's never heard of Leg Day.
So that is not the character that I wanted to talk about. Although he is very funny. There's a lot
He's the only, like, straight, decent person in this movie.
He's my favorite character in the movie.
Yeah.
He's always just like, oh, come on, guys.
And the nice girl counselor.
Oh, yeah.
So
But she's barely, like, really in it.
She has like 4 lines or something.
Yeah. What was Beefcake's name?
Mr. Beefcakes?
Well, yeah, I don't know. I didn't.
Hex
Left
for days.
and right.
I don't think. No. So I did just want to mention Judy again. We've talked about her a bit. What the fuck is her problem, man? Everything. She's not just a bully. Everything with her is so fucking miserable. She's making out with one dude and she's like, ugh, why do you kiss so wet? And I'm like, what is your fucking problem, man? Like, what is
a shitty life at home?
I mean, yeah, probably.
I'm just saying that's pretty typical of people who are like bullies and like that.
That's why I think she's the saddest. That's why I think she's the saddest character in the movie, is because she is so focused on everyone wanting to be with her in a weird sexual way that I don't think that she has friends. I don't think she's even that popular. She wants to be the most popular girl with the boys, but I don't really see her talking to any of the girls apart from Meg.
Yeah, sure.
She doesn't really have
that is
peers. She doesn't care about anything apart from, being hot or something. And even then, she's clearly padding to like get some of that attention.
Yeah,
the one person that wanted to talk to her that was a friend was Ricky, and she was like, I don't like you anymore, Ricky.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it was implied that they had like something more romantic going on the year before.
Yeah, they were
not
going
just
steady
friends.
before.
Right.
But that doesn't fit into her calculus of every boy wanting to fuck her or something.
Yeah.
Which is messed up.
Yeah, what a pain in the ass. I knew numerous people like this in high school. I mean, to be fair, I knew all of these people in high school.
Yeah.
It is.
Like, the kids are actually...
Say what you want about this movie. They did a very good job of They did a very good job of showing kids as they are starting to grow into this weird phase of life.
Yeah.
So, Katie.
Yeah.
Who would you recommend this movie for?
I mean, it's a perfectly fine movie. If you like slashers, this is a good slasher. There are parts that I dislike because I feel like they're, ham-fisted or poorly done, but like there's all kind of slashers that have ham-fisted, poorly done bullshit in them. Like, I watched Jason Manhattan, and it's not a fun movie. It's a dumb-ass shit movie, and it's clearly enjoyable enough to inspire people to go see a sequel of it.
Real disappointing based on, its lack of its own premise.
Yeah. But, like, there's nothing, like, terrible about this movie. I just think that it would have been nice if Peter Angela's character had been fully developed within the movie before it was so exploitative at the very end of it. It doesn't really seem to pay off in the way for me as it would be for people that are more surprised by being trans, I guess. But like, I don't know that that's a good thing for going for the movie, but it is a good movie to an extent.
Jess, who would you recommend this movie for?
Yeah, if you like slashers or like 80s movies, Yeah.
I think for me, I find this movie, regardless of whatever controversy might surround it and regardless of whatever controversy one might find in it, I would recommend it to just about any horror fan. I think it's a classic, staple of the genre. There's some real iconic shit in it. Mm-hmm. And you can kind of hand wave some of that ham-fisted shit away in both regards of filmmaking and gender as being a product of its time, even though I don't generally like doing that. But more to the point, it is a really fun movie. Yeah. Like every time I watch it, I find myself very entertained. Some of the kills are fun, but like just a lot of the interactions that people have are really funny. And like I said, Ricky, eat shit and live, Bill. Fucking cracks me up every goddamn time. Every goddamn time. All right.
If there's one thing about some of the kills, would Angela Peter be able to perform some of these kills where she's killing people that are clearly bigger and stronger? Especially after she hadn't been eating for 3 days. So, like...
The next time you guest spot with us, I'm going to get you a neon sign that says,
hush
talk
you.
Here.
So the one strong swimmer that she drowns under the canoe, who has the water snake coming out of his nose, which is a great kill for the effect of the dead version of... I forget the character's name. But like, would Angela Peter have been able to accomplish that? Because I don't think that fits. And unless you're like, trans people, she's super strong because she's actually a boy or whatever.
I think if you catch somebody off guard, you can do a lot.
Sure.
The element of surprise counts for a lot in any kind of fight. And she caught him by surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah. The stabbing through the wall. The one that I find most unrealistic, like I said, is the bees. But, stabbing through the wall, doable if it's a real thin wall.
Oh, yeah. Fiberglass.
The pulling the chair out from under. She doesn't even push the cook. She pulls the chair out from under him. That would have been very easy.
I mean, that'll be harder because he weighs so much compared to Angela Peter.
But he's off kilter. He was
leaning.
It's true.
He's off axis, and it's real easy to yank something out when, like, actually, I would say it would be easier that would be probably the easiest one because his weight pushing back on it already is going to help her pull it.
Maybe.
It's not going to take a lot to get him to topple.
So yeah, if there's members of the trans community that are fans of horror and slashers in general, I think that this isn't going to necessarily trigger people because we don't really even know what's going on in Angela Peters' head while watching it. But yeah, I just didn't like the ending when it comes to that for the community. But perfectly good movie. Yeah. Otherwise.
Okay, so if you're looking to watch Sleepaway Camp, you can do so free or with a subscription to Prime, Fubo, Canopy, and Fossum. You can also watch with ads on Tubi, Roku, Shout, and Pluto TV, or you can rent or buy it on Prime, Apple, and Fandango at home. Great. Well, I think that's going to do it for Streaming Screams. Katie, thank you for joining us.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Providing your perspective as both a trans woman and a filmmaker. I think that is very valuable. Jessica, would you kindly play us out?
Let's go to summer camp. We can swim in a lake and learn archery. Let's go to summer camp, but you better be nice or I'll kill you.
That's a good one.